What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy Stocks, back with another Tesla update video, taking a look at how Tesla stock traded today and some key support and resistance levels that we're looking at moving into the future. And we are going to also take a look at, I'm sure some of you guys may have heard this already, but a $90 price target on Tesla received by JPMORGAN. So before you dislike the video or comment down below saying you're crazy and it's not going to go to 90, I 100% agree with you. It's not my opinion. It's a JP Morgan analyst that has raised their target to $90. So we'll take a look at that. Maybe get some laughs out of it, hopefully, if you are someone who believes in Tesla. And then we'll take a look at kind of how the stock traded today. So thank you guys so much for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy these videos, hit the like button so other people can see the videos. And I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. If you traded Tesla today and took advantage of kind of the ride up, I took a call myself for, I think it was like 5 or 7 minutes for a quick 10-15%. So hope you guys were able to take advantage of that as well. And we will get right into it. So let me go over to Tesla here, and we can see that it was up $22.59, which is $3.74%. Up a little more after hours, right, hitting the 630s. Looks like it's continuing to ride up after hours, which is great. So we'll cover that in detail in just a little bit. But I want to kind of share with you guys that this isn't the complete story, right? We're talking close yesterday to close today being up $22, but if we take a look at the low of the day where it kind of started from, right, we were at 566, so that $34 jump to 600 and then another $31 jump, right? We're talking about a almost 60, let's see, 34 and 31, 65, right? Quick maths, jump there. So that's actually the move that Tesla had today, right? It's not up $22. It's essentially up $60+ on the day. So great move for Tesla today. Now, before we kind of do that, let's take a look at what this person has to say about Tesla stock. So like I said, right, I know some of you guys were talking about this in the comment section yesterday. Figured I'd cover it today just for the laughs, I guess. I don't know. I don't take this person very seriously, and I don't think many of you guys do either. But the stock, which at the time was trading at 650, as we saw, it went from 566 to 627 today. So trading above 600 is basically what we can kind of take from that, right? They lifted their price target on the clean energy car maker to just 90. That means it was lower than 90 before. Ridiculous, I know. And basically what they're saying is, it's gone up 660%. Net income was $337 million. It's trading at 1,300 times the long-term price to equity multiple and 291 times its 2020 estimate, which I understand that, right? Like coming from someone who I've studied accounting, I know a little bit about finance. I understand that the multiples on Tesla are not, your normal multiples that you would put on a company. But a couple things there, right? The first thing being a share price is worth what people are willing to pay for it, right? So if people think that Tesla is worth $600, Tesla in a market where supply and demand determines price, right, which is the stock market, Tesla will be trading at $600. If that's 1,500 times the price to equity multiple, right, price to earnings multiple, then that's what it's going to be. That's the first point. And the second point is Tesla isn't just a car company. I know a lot of you guys have probably said this, heard this, right? But Tesla's doing, they're looking to power your home. They're doing like roofs. They come out with all these weird one-off products as well. Not weird, cool one-off products. But they're so much more than a car company, right? They want to have that big battery in your garage that can power your home. They want to have a roof that is going to be the same cost as your actual roof, but have solar panels built in. Tesla is a tech company, not just a car company. So that's the first thing that I have to say, or the second thing I have to say. The first thing being people are gonna pay what they feel the value of the company is, right? People aren't buying into Tesla for what it is today. People are buying into Tesla for the potential of what it can do in the future. So yeah, this Brinkman person advised people to not you know, increase their weight in the S&P 500 benchmark, whatever. You know, it talks about how they were 8% lower. We talked about that yesterday. Old news, we're up 3.5% today. We've kind of gained a lot of what we lost yesterday already. And then they talk about this, right? There's going to be a lot of new purchases to kind of have the S&P reweighted to be whatever, you know, Tesla's kind of equivalent weight of it is in there as a pretty big company, the largest, I believe, ever being kind of included in the S&P 500. So there's going to be a lot of purchasing coming, which is, again, another reason why I don't see that crazy sell-off happening. I have talked to you guys about a sort of bearish scenario of, you know, where we drop below the 15 EMA, drop all the way to the 180-day estimate, but even that comes in kind of in the high 400s, right? That's $100 off, and even then, right, like we're still going to be trading around the 500, a little bit lower than the 500 mark, and that to me is the worst case scenario based on kind of previous history and previous trends. So for someone to say $90, I think is pretty ridiculous. So many ads here, but yeah, I mean, essentially I just wanted to cover this because I know a lot of you guys were interested, and no, I don't think it's going to fall to $90, so don't give me hate for it. It's not me. I just wanted to cover it and get on with our analysis. So let's do that. So yesterday, you know, as we know, if I scroll back here, wasn't too great of a day, right? We were hitting up against the 650s, sold off. The overall market was pretty red yesterday, went all the way down to 588, and then could not break into this line. Now, this line is actually really important because it's the line that we kind of drew here on the daily chart whenever there we go. It loaded, and so if we scroll over here, right, what we see is this bottom line that I drew kind of the chart, you know, going up. This is what we were talking about. So before the chart was trading in the Tesla was trading in the 400s. When we ran up, it was trading between this line here and this line here, finding kind of resistance right there, support right there. And so we had drawn this line as the sort of upward channel that Tesla was trading in. And what we found today, if we take a look at kind of the one-day chart, is so we sold off. Markets were looking pretty weak to open today. I personally thought it was going to be another red day. We had a bear engulfing candle yesterday in a lot of shares, which typically means more bad news to come. So I'm not going to say expecting a red day. Well, I was kind of expecting a red day, essentially, right? I was ready for another red day, right? Ready to trim my positions, ready to go long on some other positions that I saw value in that I could now get at a discount. But we started in 566, and Tesla did not look back. As you could see, you know, we were above VWAP for a lot of the day, and then this is where this line comes in, right? So that line is what we were talking about, the bottom of that line. It's a level that Tesla hit up against as a resistance point many times during the day. So when we went up, I actually took a quick trade here, rode it from kind of the 580s to the high 590s. I wanted to get out before that 600 resistance for two reasons. A, I was going to be away from my computer and not being able to monitor my position, and B, I just thought, you know, that could be a potential resistance point, and my goal was to get like, I think 15%, and I got that in, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 minutes. So that was my trade for the day, and then I was kind of away from my computer doing other work, so I couldn't, you know, monitor it. But it's been a great day for Tesla regardless, right? So what we see is the first hits up right there, wasn't able to break through this level perfectly on that line we drew, went down, went up, this time making a 624, hitting up against 624, and as we'll see, that 624 level is kind of acting as a resistance point right there. And then we came down, and then this line was support, broke below it, try to break in, again, resistance right there. Then we dropped all the way, kind of bounced off VWAP, right? So from 624 all the way to 600, decent move for today, both directions, right? Up, down, and then right back up. So then we see it making a push back towards this line, and I'll talk about, if you want to draw this line on your chart, I'll show you guys how to do it in just a minute. But what we see here is a long time where it was kind of hitting up against it, trying to break through. And then Tesla was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna take a little break here, I'm gonna gas up, and then boom, break through. And that's what it did, and then it found support kind of right there, and kind of pushed up. And what I really like to see is that kind of last 10 minutes where we pushed up from the 622 to 627, and obviously in after hours, it's looking pretty strong as well. So great trading day for Tesla, great strong move for Tesla today. Kind of took out a lot of what we lost yesterday. You guys know that I cover Apple as well. Same scenario with Apple. Not a great day yesterday, but a decent day today. So let's take a look at the daily chart, and zoom in here. So like I was just mentioning previously, we were kind of in the 400s before this S&P news, which kind of shot the stock up from 400s to the 600s, and we were in this channel. So the way I have this line drawn is if you go to the candle on 11:16 on the daily chart, start the line there, hit up against the bottom wick on 12:2, and not the wick on 12:09, but where the kind of where the close price was, that should get you this this line. Now I've had this line drawn for a while, and it just happens to hold as support and resistance point. That's something that you should be wary of. I'm not just drawing this line after the fact saying, see, I told you it would bounce up from here, right? It's a line that I've drawn in my previous videos as well, if you want to go check that out. So green candle, we are now within this line again, so I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to kind of use that as one of my support levels, right? And now let's take a look at some kind of EMAs that we look at. So the 8 EMA on the daily chart comes in right at 606. That's the first level of support from a daily chart perspective, right? But this line comes in a little bit higher than that, right? In the 610s, mid 610s, or so on. So something to keep in mind there. And then the 21 EMA doesn't come until all the way at 553. And then let's take a look at the 4-hour chart and see what we see there. So as we could see, 3 great looking green candles for Tesla. We pushed above all the EMAs, and then in the second 4 hours, our low was 609, which kind of bounced really nicely off the 8 EMA number, right, that you'll see right there. So the 8 EMA was 610.36. Our low for that 4-hour period was 609.93. It's really the reason why I like looking at those EMAs on the 4-hour chart. And then now, our lowest point was 604 in after hours, and that is, on the 34 EMA at 606. So my personal levels of support currently are in the 8 EMA coming in at 615s, along with the 21 at 614. Then we've got the 34 at 606, the 55 at 588, and then the 89 at 560. Those levels have all acted as, pretty good support if we go back, other than this pre and aftermarket here. And I think they'll continue to hold up kind of moving into the future. And then this line as well, since we're now above this line, should hold up as good support. Showing you guys how to make that. And then the last thing that I do want to share with you guys is, let me pull up my Tastyworks here and go to Tesla, and go to got a chart here. So we're taking a look at this 15 EMA on the 4-hour chart and the 180-day SMA. This is kind of the level I was talking about. To me, this is the worst drop we could see, is down to 480, which from today's low of 560s is only another like $70-$80 drop, not huge. The reason I'm watching this 15 EMA is because if we scroll all the way back to this late August time period here, the last time we broke below this 15 EMA on the 4-hour chart, we fell from the 460s all the way down to the 340, and then kind of same here, right? When we broke below, we went from 430s to 370s. So the last 2 times we broke below the 15 EMA on the 4-hour chart, we fell all the way to the 180-day SMA on the 4-hour chart. So if I go back here, right, it's really crucial that we sort of capture that today. That comes in at 618. We made a push towards that. We're above that right now. That comes in at 618. So if another level that I'm watching, now this number keeps changing, so you can always get it on your personal chart. It's just a 15 exponential moving average, the 15 EMA on the 4-hour chart, and the 180-day SMA. So this down to the 485 is the worst job that I think could happen currently. Again, my view only, not saying that that has to be the lowest drop that can happen, but my view. So that $90 price target to me is just, it means nothing. So that's what I'm watching right now. And remember, this is a simple moving average of the previous 180 periods, right, which is 4 hours. So this line's also going to slowly start to come up. So we're going to have that support level kind of increasing as well. So that's another level that I'm watching, because I just shared, the last time we kind of dipped below it, what happened. So hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. Comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla are, or if you found that article and that price target of 90 to be hilarious, because I did. I don't know what they're trying to go with that. Maybe the dude's shorting it and has lost a lot of money and just wants to get some of that back by causing panic. I don't know. But hope you guys are all having an amazing week so far, trading and staying green. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.